everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Chloe if you're new here. If you've been following me for the past couple months, you probably know that at the end of each month I upload a Q&A. So whether it's comments, emails, DMs, you guys send me a lot of questions and I gather all of them and make a whole video about them at the end of the month. Today is one of those days that I'm gonna try to get through as many questions as possible in the shortest amount of time. I always end up answering to you guys, so please be patient with me, and if I sometimes forget or if one of your DMs slips through and I end up never replying to you, just don't be shy and just message me again and be like, hey Chloe, I messaged you like 2 weeks ago, you still haven't replied, like what's going on? This is important to me that we are all connecting with each other, that we are interacting, that we are creating a community here. You can also check my other Q&As if there are other questions you're wondering about me. I feel like Q&As are a good way to get to know a person or what they like. I feel like it's also a cool way for me to share things that I normally don't share in other videos or in my Instagram captions, for example. So yeah, that was a long intro. We should get started. So the first question I got is, which yoga mat do you use? I use a Manduka Pro Light in color black. It's a 2 meter long yoga mat. It's 4 millimeter thick. I will link it down below if you guys are interested in checking it out. That's a question I get a lot, so yeah, that's the yoga mat I use. Is it really impossible to overeat on fruit? I mean, like anything, everything is possible. That's what I believe. It's just really hard. Unless you really hurt yourself, like overeating on watermelon, for example, is pretty much impossible because it has very low calories and it has a lot of water content. So like by the time you will be so full, you know, that won't be too much. It is possible, but maybe with more calorie dense fruits such as dates, for example. They're pretty low in water content, like dried fruits and stuff like that. That's easier to overeat on them, especially if you're not drinking water with it, or I like to eat them with cucumber so it hydrates. So yes, it is possible to overeat on fruit, but it's really hard. Track your calories and your intake before assuming that you're overeating, because most likely you're not overeating even though you feel like you're eating a lot. Tips on growing Instagram and YouTube channel. Did it take you some time to build this audience and know your style / brand? There are so many hacks and tricks on how to grow a YouTube channel and how to grow Instagram. They kind of work a little bit differently, but the main important thing that you need to know is that the more effort and the more work you're gonna put into it, the more you're gonna get back in return. It might not be immediate, it might take years and months and weeks, but I believe that like anything, if you put work into it, you're gonna be rewarded at some point. So my tips would be consistency, but also quality. Right now on social media, there are so many content creators, influencers, YouTubers, Instagram people, I don't know what you want to call them. And a lot of them are photographers, they use professional cameras, they have really good skills in editing. So if you really want to grow something, I feel like you have to stand out and create something that's your own. Like find your niche, something that represents you, a topic that interests you, and also network with people. That's really important. If you keep going to actual social events, not just online, but like in real life, like meetups or co-working spaces, if you meet people within that industry and you share stories or a post with them, or you make a video together, that's gonna increase your audience and their audience at the same time. So it's all about helping each other. Yeah, I feel like that could be really useful if you want to grow your account. But you can collaborate with whoever you want, even someone that has 1 million subscribers. If your account doesn't look good and is not interesting, or there is no value in it for people, then I'm sorry to tell you that, but they're not gonna follow you. So like bring value to the people, be consistent, take care of quality, and just do something that you really love. Like you shouldn't be doing social media for fame or for money, because that's not what it's all about. That could be a consequence of doing it, but it shouldn't be your first motivation. It should be to spread a specific message or help with people with something, or share an experience, you know, something a little deeper than just likes and followers, because it doesn't really mean much nowadays. And yes, it did take me a couple years actually to grow my accounts. My Instagram, I've been on Instagram since 5 years now, the main account I have. And it took me 3 years to reach 15,000 followers. I've never paid subscribers, like I've never bought followers or anything like that. It could go a lot quicker if you're willing to invest money in it. And same for YouTube, I've never invested in buying subscribers or comments or whatever. And I've been on YouTube since 3 years, and I've seen my channel grow very quickly the more I was consistent with it. And yeah, finding your own brand, and you will try tons of things. And even once you feel like you've found your way, you will always constantly be evolving. We're all learning and changing all the time, and that's going to be the same with your social media, especially if they're a real representation of yourself. Just be open to changes, and if you feel like the thing you've been doing for the past 6 months is not really suiting you anymore, just change. You know, I used to make very different videos. I used to make only what I eat videos and travel vlogs and stuff like that, and I love that. But once I settled in Berlin and I wasn't traveling so much anymore, and I was a student, and I started learning so many things about bullet journaling and self-development, and I basically started having other passions than just the food I eat. So my content has changed quite a bit since then, and it's totally fine. You just reach other people. Really don't put yourself too much pressure on that. Do what you love in the moment and something that really you're passionate about, and that's like the main thing that I want to encourage you guys to do. Do you own or watch TV? No, I don't own a TV and I don't watch TV. I have a computer and I do watch Netflix once in a while. To be honest, in the past 6 months, I've barely, if not never, been on Netflix. I've probably watched 2 movies, which is not that good. You know, I should be consuming a little bit more, but I've just been focused on other things, and I've been like producing more than I consume, which is great, you know, but like I should take some time to like read and watch movies once in a while, because it can really inspire me. So no, I don't really watch TV shows or anything like that. I just don't. Have you considered van life? Yes, I have considered van life. I actually wanted to do van life when I was in Portugal last year, and it was just very, very expensive to do it as a tourist and renting a van. Plus, you don't get the comfort that you have in a home. And I realized over my years of traveling that I can live anywhere and I can be really happy anywhere, but I do enjoy a minimum of comfort. I'm not saying that living in a van isn't comfortable, but just the fact that there's no shower and bathroom inside the van, I could totally do that. Like, I'd be really, really interested in living in a van for maybe a month or 2 months. But yeah, I'm not planning on like moving into a van. I don't think I would want to live in a van long term, like more as an experience and a trip. Why not? Hi, you seem to be working out a lot. How much do you recommend to work out if you want to lose weight? Well, I'm not a coach or fitness guru or trainer. What I've seen work on me is finding a sport that I really love and I can do it pretty much every day of the week and really enjoy and never really get tired of it. It's good to have like a few different things if you like variety. If you want to lose weight, it's not just about the exercise you do, it's also about the food you eat. Don't restrict what you eat, just eat a lot more fruits and vegetables. So just find a sport that you really like and do it at least 3 days a week. You shouldn't be doing a sport to lose weight because it's not going to be fun. And be consistent with it long term. Don't go like 5 days a week and then the next week you're like completely exhausted and you don't want to go anymore because that was way too much for you. So like increase your training gradually, don't go full in if you're not used to that. how did you get to this point where you are now in your life? Do you have an environment where you're able to live that way? So I live on my own, so I'm really able to live whatever way I want, and my family, even if they're not here, they're very supportive of my lifestyle. Same with my friends, and yeah, so that's really important to me. And also they asked, where do you find all the motivation? I think the main thing is that I love creating so much. I'm not obsessed with it, but kind of. I love making videos. I love taking photos and pictures. I love writing. I love sharing, interacting with people. I love editing. Like, there are so many things that I love to do. And I like to share that with the world because I feel like it's free feedback for me, first of all. Like, I get free feedback from you guys. It's amazing. Plus, I get to connect with you guys. So I'm forming a community, which I love. So I think like the motivation is that I'm going out to meet a friend. Why do I go out to meet friends? Because I love the connection. And I feel like by creating stuff, I get to connect with others. And just because I simply love what I'm doing. Like, it's so much fun. And I want to be doing this full time, so I better work hard. I'm also into meditation, veganism, and yoga. Any suggestions for someone willing to move to Berlin in that sense? Come to Berlin. It's the most vegan-friendly city in the world, in my opinion. And it's very developed for meditation and yoga as well. There's so many yoga schools and tons of really good teachers and classes. And it's very affordable here. So I would totally come here if you're into these things because it sounds like it's gonna be the perfect place for you. Hey, I don't want to sound creepy, but I have recently noticed that you do not wear a bra in a lot of your YouTube videos. Is this a lifestyle choice? Any advice, tips on like how to not wear a bra, pretty much? So yeah, that's the case. I've stopped wearing bras since, it's been more than 5 years. I still do own some bras. I do wear bralettes once in a while, but it's pretty rare, to be honest, now. But I think like the main thing is that I kind of transitioned. So I went from wearing bras every day to then wearing bralettes, which offer some kind of support but less than a bra, and it's not as uncomfortable, and then moved to like no bras at all. And yes, in the beginning I remember I was a little shy and I felt like people could see it or people could notice it, and it kind of made me feel a little uncomfortable. Like, I felt like, you know, like you always used to have something there and suddenly you don't put anything anymore, and it just feels like there is so much air that can come in and it's just like completely free. So yeah, it took a little bit of time to get used to it, and I think my wardrobe has maybe changed a little bit in that sense, but not so much. Now I really feel comfortable wearing anything without a bra, unless it's like super, super transparent. I just need to say that I have very small boobs, and so maybe it's not as much as a struggle for me that it could be for someone else. I wear sports bras though when I exercise, but other than that, I barely wear bras, hardly ever. It's not to be provocative, it's not to offend anyone, it's just to be purely comfortable, and that's how I prefer it to be. So now I don't even think about it. Maybe people notice it. So I guess this is completely up to you, but maybe like try wearing like more loose stuff if it makes you feel more comfortable, not things that are see-through, and just like go little bit by little bit, and eventually it will just feel natural. That's my tips on not wearing bra. I also made a full video about it, so if you want to check it out, I'll link it up here. And I think that's all the questions that I received this month. Thank you guys so much for asking the questions. Make sure you subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, so you will be notified every time I upload a new video. I think that's it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!